like what we was talking about earlier, it all ties together with men and women. You can always tell when somebody wants to be in your presence because they'll show you they want you there. But if you have somebody that walks through the house and walks past you sitting in a room and you can't open your mouth, they don't want to be bothered with you. You wake up in the morning and you can't even open your mouth and say good morning. Really?
Yeah.
That would be hard for me to live with.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. But I'm going to say on a man's behalf, because I am a man, and I'm listening to what y'all saying, but you got to realize with men that along the way, even though he might have a good woman now, and he doing that too, but what have he went through?
It don't matter. Bad behavior is bad behavior.
Wait a minute. I'll let y'all say it. Okay, what if, you might think she might be a good woman, just like with mine. She don't want nobody to know what she doing, but what he doing, he just doing it out there.
Well, that's my point.
We on the outside looking in. What if she doing all of this stuff undercover?
Well, that's my point. That's my point. That's exactly what I'm saying. She's not embarrassing his ass. He's being fucking embarrassing because of the fact that...
Wait a minute. A man is embarrassed if another man touch his woman. That's the worst thing you can do to a man.
Well, why don't they act like it? Because keep your hands to yourself.
Okay, if he started out keeping his hands to himself, and then he get with a woman, and then she's not being faithful to him. Then he get with another woman, she's not faithful to him. What he say? Oh, he feel in his heart, just like I did, it ain't no woman faithful.
But that's not true. Every person is an individual.
Wait a minute. I feel what y'all saying. I know what you're saying, that you can't judge every book.
But that's what you say. That's what you're saying. Every book just got judged.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, that's how he's feeling.
But you just said you can't judge every book.
You're right. I know that. But as you going through life, you learn a lot of things. But when you're young, you don't know a lot of things. Just like me, for instance. I can use me. When I grew up, my grandparents owned a store. And I used to help run the store. So when I got 16 years old, these old men let me drive their car to take them because they drink. So they married. They got girlfriends. So I'm taking them to go see their girlfriend. What impression you think that put in a young boy like was of my age then? What you think that put in my mind?
Bad behavior. Bad behavior.
But that's what you're saying.
No, that ain't what you're saying. Now, that's not what I heard earlier. What I heard earlier, you said your grandparents raised you, right?
Right. I'm saying, but when I ran the store and I carried these old men to go see their girlfriends.
Yeah, but you
know my granddaddy, I never seen him cheat. Never. Or my grandmother.
So that's the example that you should be looking at.
Exactly.
Okay, when I seen that example from them, that's why when I got married, when the woman that I felt that I supposed to marry, it would be based on that we would love. My grandmother wasn't a day that she got up and she didn't make sure my granddaddy was taken care of. And he did the same thing. Every single day. I know for over 20-some years that I seen. And that's what I based it on. But then when I started getting out there and I'm driving the old men around and I'm messing with these girls and I see how they cheating on, like I have a girl, she'll go cheat with somebody else. So I felt in my heart, it ain't too many women out there that will be faithful.
So you made a generalized statement.
Women do the same. A lot of women do the same thing.
A lot of women.
A lot of them don't be faithful.
But you said
I mean, to hear y'all talk tonight, it give me a better outlook, because it give me hope that, you know, when you say, well, I'm being celibate, I can be to myself, I can take care of myself. I've been true to myself. That helps me to see now that all women is not the same. They're not. It is women out there that's trying to do right.
There's a lot of women trying to do right.
Do see it.
There's a lot of men trying to do right. That would be saying like all men cheat. I don't believe all men cheat. I don't believe that.
Right.
I believe a lot of them cheat though.
Yep. And I mean, I feel the same way. But I do see now, I do hear it, that it is women that's doing the right thing. They is got they person's back. But to have it to say myself, I can't say that. Because I never had it. I got friends that, not even, well, one, he just got a divorce. But before he got married, that he be, you know, just be talking in general. Oh, my girl massaged my back. She massaged my feet. I walk in the house, she treat me like a king.
That's the way it's supposed to be when he's acting like a king.
Right.
If you acting like a peasant and you embarrassing me, we're gonna have to talk about this. You're gonna need to go your way, I'm gonna need to go my way, because this is not what that's supposed to be.
But that's why you have to talk. If you communicate, you're gonna know what each other like and what they don't like.
Well, I think that's when it starts early on. So most of the time you meet a person, y'all hit it off, people send a representative, and the representative is lying their ass off saying, oh, I'm such a good person, oh, I do this, oh, I do that, and then guess what you find out? Soon as you do, and this is where sex comes in at, because that's why I said I'm not for that, because soon as you have sex with a person, then all of a sudden the ex-girlfriend come out the woodwork, the fucking mom he's a mama's boy. It's a lot of shit that basically you end up finding out that, hold on, I can't take my pussy back. And I be wanting to take it back.
Yeah.
That's when I wish I never let you touch it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on that, but I just feel if you communicate like I tell my boys now, you know, I feel I'm a man now. But when I was younger, I was still a boy, but I was in a man body.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell them, the best thing to do is wait till you get married. Don't worry about the sex. Get to know that person.
Yes.
Inside and out. Now, that's how I feel now. And I tell my grandkids that, look, you got all your life to do the sex part. But make sure you know the right person you're talking to. Does this person want you for your body, or do they want you for love?
Most of them want you for your body.
90% of man, when he first meets you, yeah.
And you know what we were talking about?
Attracted to him.
Yeah, but you don't need to give it like right away. And you know what we was talking about STDs and, you know, talking about sex first, like the do's and the don'ts and the ins and outs of like what you like and what you don't like as far as sex is concerned. And then we started talking about the guy having HIV and some other stuff. And you said people shouldn't give somebody something that they're not, you know, they didn't tell you that you have this disease or, you know, this, that, and the third. And then it made me think after I listened to it, I said, but people do that all the time because you know what? People have sex and then a bitch come out pregnant and I just gave you a baby that you ain't want.
Right.
Because the dude, and that's true, because the dude will say, I don't want no baby. And the woman will still have the baby.
Right.
But guess
for the rest of their life.
But the guy could have actually wrapped that thing up and then you wouldn't have to worry about it.
No, the best thing should have been held out.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. That's the key right there, is to wait.
Yes, that's a fact. But you know, that's like hindsight. Now you know that after you're older.
Right.
Initially, when you're young, you start off with the other thing. Bending it over.
That's on the head thinking. That's right. The other head say, go get her. At all costs.
And now, 35 years later, how you feel about that?
Yeah, I wish I had waited. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I know it would have been a bigger and a better outcome. Cause I think women don't think guys like that romance part. And if they don't, I know I do. I like for you to walk over there and hold my hand or rub my back. I say, let's go hold hands and walk through the forest. I would love to do that.
You believe everything happens for a reason?
Oh yeah, it's a learning experience. Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe that God orders your steps?
Yes.
Okay. So, could you believe that the course of 35 years was a lesson, and what did you think you should have learned by now out of it?
That make sure I listen to who he sends for me than who I pick for me. And listen and do the way he want me to do it. And I do pray every day. And even when I was younger, I still prayed. But I did do a lot of things I shouldn't have done, and I just missed out on the things that he was showing.
I mean, we all do
But
it.
I knew early on that I shouldn't have been married to her. Like you say, it was signs before we even got married. And it was. And you was right. But I got tied up in it. This is where we at 35 years later.
I'm not in it, so I don't know. But I'm sitting here trying to figure out 35 years is a long time.
That's what I said.
Now, it's a long time to be in a situation, sometimes more sad than happy. Is that fair to say? Do y'all have more good times out of the 35 years than bad? Is that why you holding on to?
Now, we do have some good times. It just mostly is the times when she don't want to communicate. As long as I'm doing, I guess, whatever need to be done for, there's nothing to be said. I guess I've been doing it so long, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that.
Are you on good terms now?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
And you can't build from today? You got to think about it like this. Every day you get up, that's a new day.
Right.
Every day you get up, you can start anew. And so if you're on good terms now, is it possible for you to hold on to the good things, and when things start turning, can you kind of like stop and recalibrate and start from the last good moment you had and try to move forward from that point, opposed to getting into a rut of everything is bad?
Yes, I can do that. I have did it, so I know I can do that.
And James is a bit of an instigator because he might be on good terms, but we don't know if she's going to be on good terms anytime soon. Because he actually sent her, and I keep trying to tell him, he a little messy sometimes. So what he did was he sent her a video from our show, from this show, but he sent her the video of another person. So I don't know if she actually looked into what he was sending her, like to realize that the majority of the clips that are on the show right now is him. Because he, we know each other. He's free with calling in and, we talk. So once she realizes some of the things that he said, I was thinking that lady gonna bust your head to the white meat. But I laughed because what he said was, I didn't tell no lies. So as long as I told the truth, I could say what I want to say. And it made sense.
I don't know.
I'm thinking it could be a good thing because it could lead to open dialogue. But my question would be is, why go in a roundabout way to get her to watch, opposed to when you get home and there's downtime. I met this girl and she has a podcast. How about if we just listen and y'all sit there together and listen, because then that's when the communication can start. So instead of doing it in a roundabout way, you know, guiding her to somebody she don't know nothing about, which when I do that, I can halfway through it say I don't feel like listening to it and I'm done. But if you took her and set her down and let her listen to it while you're right there, then that could be an open dialogue. It could be a good thing.
Well, he did say that today. He actually did say that.
Yeah. And I did. I started it, me and her together riding, coming from somewhere. But once we got further out, we don't have a signal going home. And so when we got home, it was time for me to go to bed because I had to get up the next morning about 2 to go to work.
But he didn't play her.
I'll finish it this week. I'll do it this weekend. Ain't no problem.
But he didn't play her his part. He played her somebody else's part.
I'm going to let it leave from there and go to the next one. And get to mine. I'm going to let it come to... I let her do the first one, and then I let it go to mine. I know mine on there. I listen to all of them. So I said I'm going to let it come around so that she can hear. I mean, even though we did go to therapy one time, well, it was more than one, you know, this 1 year. And the white woman, you know, because me, I can tell you how I feel. It don't matter red, white, or blue. And I'm telling this woman, and the white lady, I mean, she kind of was, she said, I don't see how it lasts so long, but you could beat her from it. But y'all got to, you know, you can't be talking to nobody else. And I say, that's fair. And then the woman tried to flip with me, tell me because I have a habit of folding my arms, but I'm listening to you. But she telling me I'm closing myself off.
Well, you are, because it's body language. I actually took a class in that, and that's what that means.
Yeah. Okay, if that's what it means. So I'm telling her I want to work it with my wife. This is the next time we go. And both of them sitting over there with their arms folded. I say, now, what is this called? Y'all telling me my arms fold, I'm closing myself off. What is y'all doing?
That's true. Well, you made a good point. That's still, it's the same for everybody.
Okay, but me, I just have a habit of folding my arms. But I'm listening. Like now, whatever, you know, what y'all saying, I am listening. But, you know, people take things different way because I fold my arm. To me, that don't mean I'm not listening to you. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Because everybody, whatever you're saying, is need to be heard.
Right.
Whether good or bad. But what I'm going to do with it, that's a whole different story. And so then we left there, and, you know, she said she didn't want to talk. So I said, well, you pick somebody. So she picked this black girl. And I believe they knew each other. I don't know. But anyway, the girl would be on her side, and then the girl asked her, well, won't you leave? I said, won't you leave for a while and let the thing calm down? She telling the girl she ain't leaving. Then the next episode, the girl act like, I'm committing murder because I'm telling her we need counseling. And she said, well, I need to bring the pastor. Bring him. I can talk to anybody. I don't mind talking.
Right.
So if you don't mind talking, like I tell you every time, as long as I'm telling the truth, if you want to know it, and we're in here for help, I'm not going to hold back. That's what we're there for, is to be honest.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people don't want to do. They don't want their dirt in the street, but they don't care about your dirt, but they don't want that part in it. They want you to keep yours hush hush. That's hard. That's hard. That's it. But I don't care. If I did it, when I did wrong, I told her, she ain't never caught me doing anything wrong. She just know what I told her. And I said, now the ball is in your court. What you gonna do? What you want to do with it? Why did you do it? Da-da-da-da. That's why.
So when y'all play this tit for tat,
They don't. I mean, that's why I'm not doing it like that no more.
and so is this who you are? What is that?
But, I mean, I'm not gonna, because you gonna do something to me, I'm not gonna do it back to you to try to get back because it don't work.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I ended up telling
All the way to make it work is let it go.
Right.
Exactly.
Because I ended up telling him, I said, I don't care what a person does to me. Nobody's going to make me change who I am. Because if now I got to go do something because you did it to me, that's making me now change who I am. When I wouldn't have done that from the beginning. And I learned that a long time ago when I went through a situation. And that's what happened. But as you grow, you live and you learn. You know, we all go through certain things. And we don't realize that that's what we're doing.
Right. And that's what I done. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did. The first time I cheated, and this on everything I love, I thought I was gonna hurt us by going back to do it. And then after caught up in it, you know, you get in a sin, and after a while, it feels like it's normal. In the beginning, you always looking and worried about this. Then later on, it didn't matter. But then I thought about, you know, I don't want nobody to do that to me. I got to do what's right, regardless, because we got less days behind us than in front of us. So, you know, I got to live and do the right thing. When I get to heaven, God ain't going to ask me nothing about what she done.
You got that right.
What did I do?
And why you do it.
Right. And I got the answer too.
And he ain't gonna care nothing about you talking about somebody did something to you. Well, I told you to turn the other cheek now.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna say.
Not pay him back.
That's right. But what the human part does, you say, pay him back. But what do you say, dust it off and keep moving?
So when you're in your truck and you have all this free time, what do you be thinking about?
Just how close I can get to God. I used to think, you know, what I need to do, what can I do to make this marriage better? Whatever way that can imagine to say to satisfy or whatever, I would try. Whatever. Then ask him, what do you want to do? What will make you even happier? What do I need to do? Everything good. But if it ain't good, don't say it's good.
But that's why I also told you it's bad behavior. But I also told you that's bad behavior because training, and I hate to keep using that word, but you training a person to be disrespectful and ill-mannered to you. That's what you training them to do. Because if I do something wrong and now you want to please me because I'm not happy, you training me to keep doing shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing shit because I'm going to get some attention.
Yeah.
Bad behavior should not be rewarded by any means. Like, no.
Right.
And again, like I've told you before, like, to me, even if she did hear it, and because she's welcome, I'm not judging, and I say stuff that I would say to her because I would want somebody to say it to me. If I was wrong because I'm just out doing a bunch of mess that I know, or I'm treating a person some type of way that I know is not the way you should be treating a person, somebody should tell me that. Like, why are you treating that man like that if that man does all these things for you? He pays bills. He's not out in the streets. He's not womanizing. He's doing all the things that he should do as a husband. Why would you treat him bad or treat him poorly? If a man is working 24/7 or he's out on the road 3 days out of a week and then he comes home, I'm going to have that man something to eat. I mean, even if you can't cook, I could put some chicken strips in the oven. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what you like.
A piece of bologna. Put some bologna. Fry it. Well, as long as it's coming from home, I don't care. Yeah.
So I don't think some of the things that you're asking for don't seem hard. It don't seem hard to do. So, and there's two sides to every story. So we don't have her side either.
Three sides. It's three sides.
Yep. And we don't have her side.
My side and the truth.
Because her perspective could be something else. Her perspective could be something way different that none of us thought about. And then it might make sense as to why you getting treated the way the fuck you getting treated.
Yeah, what I feel is the upbringing.
I don't think there's no excuse.
Yeah, I feel that's what it is. It's what you used to seeing. Because if you used to seeing it, your whole life, you're going to probably feel that's just the way it's supposed to go. But she tell me all the time, it ain't you, it's me.
Well, that's what you're supposed to say.
Yeah,
that's what I say to people when I brought to break up with them, and then I really don't want to deal with you, but it's not you, it's me. But really, motherfucker, it's you.
Yeah. Well, if it's me, tell me. All you gotta do is leave me.
Does she still work?
No, she just said she got hurt on the job. She been out of work now about 3 years.
So she retired.
I can't answer because I don't get no answer.
I mean, if she been out for 3 years, it's considered a medical retirement. I'm on a medical retirement.
That's a whole story. Didn't I tell you earlier today? You might as well go ahead and tell her, because I already told you. I said she gonna break it down to you, because what she told him is not true, and I told him Meg gonna tell you, because
why would you say it ain't true?
Why it's not true, sir?
Okay, James, let's have it.
Yeah, well, she said she got hurt on the job.
Talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
And for a while she was getting a check, she said. So then she come back and say that she don't know what happened, that she don't call, she don't go to the doctor no more. And I'm gonna ask the question, what's up? If you don't quit, or you done got fired, but I know you got a 401k. Where is it? She say, well, the money, they say they sent the paperwork to the house we used to live in. And granted, we've been at this other house 18, 19 years. So they shouldn't have had a mix-up. But, okay. I said, well, if you got hurt on the job and they trying to hurt you, that would have got a lawyer. We can get you a lawyer and do whatever. She won't talk about it. She said she ain't got no money. She don't get no check. They just nothing.
Well, she ain't talking about it because technically the statute of limitations done ran out. You only get 2 years.
Yeah.
So if she been home for 3, that ship done already sailed. How old is she?
50.
They gotta wait 4 more years, so that ship ain't came in yet. She can't get no retirement money until she turns 63. So the only thing that she should do is, right now, if she's been home for 3 years, what she should be on right now is Social Security disability.
She don't get none of it.
That's what I'm saying. She been home for 3 years. A lot of people don't know what they're entitled to until they run across somebody who knows.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, that's my situation. I got hurt when I was 42. I've been having shoulder surgeries after surgeries, and they came to the conclusion they couldn't fix it. So my job gave me a medical retirement after 2 years, because after 2 years you're declared disabled. She should go down to your local Social Security office, and she needs to file for Social Security.
Well, he don't know what she need to file for, because he don't know nothing about the lady.
I'll tell her, you know something.
I mean, I just know what she tell me. I mean, like I told her, I asked her, I said, well, what would you do?
But well, now
You need to be prepared. I mean, you need to prepare.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, she might be fine, but
She gonna be fine if you die because you do got good insurance. But at the same time, you want to know why she don't up and leave. If she ain't working and she ain't got no income, she can't. Why she wants to try to make amends and try to smooth everything out in the marriage is because she needs to. But it's a coming to you. I mean, I'm not telling you go in the house all arrogant with your chest stuck out, but you gotta start saying
I told him to. I told him to.
yeah.
Kick the door in, bitch. It's like,
don't go in there with the control. First of all, say, oh,
yeah, that's what I told him. Hold on now.
And assert yourself as the provider that you are and the breadwinner to that household.
I told him he got rights.
There's a level of respect that a man deserves when he's the head of the household and the primary breadwinner at the same time. You may see how fast things start changing if you put your skills out.
That's the same conversation we just had.
Throw it on the table and say, listen, I'm the breadwinner, and if it ain't for me, we ain't gonna eat no more bread up in here. So it's your chest and mean it. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, because you gotta think like this. You can step back and take time out for James, and James is going to be fine. Why? Because James is the breadwinner. James is putting the meat in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But if James is not receiving the love, the attention, the neatness, the meals, everything that James needs to fuel his body, mind, and spirit in order to go out to work, if I'm not happy, ain't nobody gonna be happy.
I know that's right.
And if I'm not eating at home, then the refrigerator might well be empty.
Amen.
Ain't no stock in a refrigerator that you can't eat out of.
Yeah.
And if you gonna cook, you ain't gonna cook the food. What's the purpose of storing it here? Hell, the grocery store got food in there.
There you go.
Stop treating your home like it's a storage unit.
Right. I feel you. Yeah. That's it.
Do not let her treat your home like it's a storage unit. You can't treat me like I'm your doormat. And I'm not part of Bank of America either.
Right.
So, if you didn't accumulate your pension at work, well, you're not her pension. You're not her banker. You're her husband. And you need to demand your place. And see what happens. I mean, it can't get no worse. You already got one foot out the door.
I said the same thing. You literally said what I said earlier. Did I not say that earlier?
Yeah.
I was just saying, you're already halfway out the door. Things can't get no worse.
Yeah.
It could get better, though.
Exactly.
Then, I mean, she may not even realize, because 35 years is a long time, and she may not even realize that she's being ill-mannered, disrespectful, and she may want to change, but then again, she may not know how.
Yeah. But I told her go talk to find an older couple and go talk to them.
She ain't got
what that woman said.
No, she ain't got to find nothing. You could take her little hand this weekend. You're going home.
I'll be there. I'm almost there now.
Okay, get in there, get your little shower, get your little dinner, sit down, watch a little TV, and then after y'all get done listening, tell her, well, tomorrow I'm going to call up again, and I want you to be on here talking to us.
Okay.
And
I told him
maybe
she can
that,
call in, yes.
She might be able to get something out of the conversation too, because it's one thing to talk to a person and talk about it.
Yep.
Right.
And so, if she can enter into the conversation, then there may be things that come across that, oh, I didn't think about it that way, or oh yeah, I can try that.
And nobody's against
And
her.
it's not gonna change overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is to change.
Yep.
When that change comes, who knows?
And that's what I told him. Nobody's against her. I would love to talk to her. But right is right and wrong is wrong. So if you wrong, even James, do I not tell you when you're wrong?
Yeah, you did. That's right, you did.
Cause he a little instigator, and I told him he said something to her one day, and I said the reason why she did that to you is because you really was looking for an argument. You worded that wrong. It sounded like you were coming at her instead of asking her a question. So instantly, if you ask me that, I'm gonna come at you too. The way you worded it was not correct.
Yeah, you told me that. I forgot what it was, but you're right.
Well, there is a whole segment that you did that should get your face slapped off. And I would love to be at that conversation where she hears what you done said, because technically, I want to slap your face off for saying it, and I don't even know you.
What was it?
The segment about the kids,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like. I felt like those kids are grown.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids have YouTube, and those kids may not know you, but they know of similar situations.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not so much as the public hearing about it as much as for you to have those feelings and carry them for that amount of years, and for you to still be able to say, I don't know if the children are mine, I got a problem with that.
Oh, well, he did say he said it in front of the kids, and remember, I asked him that.
I did not like that, because the kids are the innocent party, no matter what.
Right.
And you do what you gotta do at all times to protect the children. Even if you had those suspicions, and you and her voiced those suspicions in the past, to get on a podcast and share that thought process, that threw me off a little bit, because those kids are grown. I know them kids are on the internet.
Well, he said it in front of the kids. But that was my concern at that point, because I remember I asked you, James. I said, did the kids know that you thought that you weren't their father? And you said it one time in front of them, and that was the one thing I said. I said, I don't know if you should have done that, because that kind of, like, sometimes kids shouldn't hear adult conversations, but they were grown. I think you said when you did that.
Right.
So they were adults.
Even as grown-ups, now you're playing with your kids' self-esteem level, because them kids were raised under the umbrella of you being their father. And for you to come out and say, I don't know if, now you done put that doubt in their minds, when as kids they probably didn't have any.
But it was honest. So what is he supposed to say?
It's not honest when you hurt your children. That's honesty that he should have between her and him. That's grown-up honesty. That's
well, they
not
are
children.
adults now, though. But they are adults now.
That's what I'm saying. Even though they're adults now, that's what I'm saying. The things you say to children when they're younger can play with their psyche as they age. And so, whereas these kids grew up thinking that he's their father, they didn't doubt whether, did the kids have any doubt whether you were their dad? I mean, this seems something y'all throwed at each other when you got mad on Mad Sunday.
No. I didn't never bring it up.
The kids were raised thinking you were totally their dad.
Right.
Okay, and see how once they reach around what age did No, they don't. I thought maybe teenager, but they was in their 20s. They say, you know, Mom, they say you just talking to Mom to piss you off.
And on top of that, that's kind of like...
But they know regardless, like I told them, like we do have one son that's not mine, but he is mine. Because I've been there ever since he was 3. So regardless, like I tell them, I have their back no matter what.
See, that's good.
They mine. I mean, they know that. Now, if it's some situation, I might not hear nothing from them all week, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. As soon as something, they're going to call Daddy to make sure what's going on.
And the other thing that
now,
I
the one
see...
that's my stepson, now he do better than mine. It ain't a day go by that he don't call to make sure I'm okay.
Yes.
But he knew, you know, when he was a kid, that I wasn't his father. But his father never came and did anything with it, and I always treated him like he was mine. Always. Even his kid, my grandson. I'm his grandson. I told him, look, I gotta take y'all to meet y'all granddad. But y'all do have a granddad. Outside of me. And she got a little mad, but I believe that people should know their people.
That's true.
But they don't need to grow up and be messing with their first cousin and they don't know each other. And they're all right here together.
Yeah, kids can't have too much love ever. It's a beautiful thing when they know each other.
Right. So I just made sure that happened. But she was mad in the beginning, but in the end, you know, she wanted the credit for it, but it's okay. But she got mad because she didn't want me to do it. I told her, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It don't matter how you feel about it. It ain't about you. If your baby was taken care of, so what do it matter?
I agree that kids should not be a part of adult conversations. But it's not Dad's fault that Mom was being a little loose. Because Mom intentionally was being loose, and Mom also intentionally didn't get no DNA test. So that's almost like a cover-up. So we're going to cover it up.
Wasn't around.
It was what?
DNA and they didn't do DNA back then.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying that was also another issue, but as they got older and now it was able to be talked about, because I had a kind of a similar situation, but I explained as to why that happened and why it went down, because the person that was, you know, a father, I didn't want to be claimed as a father because you got bad behavior, and I don't want my son raised under those conditions. So women know what they doing. I knew that I didn't want that person to be able to have any type of effect or any bearing on my child's life. And the way that happened, like there was a situation that actually happened that led up to me being pregnant by that particular person. And so should we continue to keep covering up the fact that either certain things happen where, you know, it could be a situation where a person got raped or, you know, something else. So, no, we don't want that person being known for this, or we don't want that person around our children. But our kids still have a right to know later on what the circumstances were behind their birth. Not to continue to keep covering it up. Because this happens with a lot of women. It's not just like, okay, the dad gets blamed, now he paying child support. Meanwhile, that ain't even your kid. So how long do you continue to keep trying to hide that or cover it up from the kids?
Well, I mean, really hiding something that you don't know.
Then you tell them that you don't know. Don't be saying that that's their daddy. It's the same exact fact. If you don't know, then you don't know. So don't say that you know. Because these kids is going to think, like you said, that that's their daddy. You don't know. You thinking, or you now named as the daddy, so you just say that I think that's your daddy.
That's what they tell them.
I think that's your daddy. I don't know if that's your daddy.
Otherwise, that's the thing. Back in the day, there was no proof otherwise.
Well, that's one of the things I say. Mama's baby, Papa's maybe. So I think that's your daddy.
And you know what the judge told Daddy when he came out with that foolishness? The judge said, well, she didn't tell you, look like
Yeah, but that's really foolish because guess what? If you need a kidney, you can't get it from this nigga if you go to the doctor because now they're going to find out that, oh, that's not the person. When meanwhile, you could have figured out if Johnny down the street before it's now 20 years later was that baby daddy.
But see, when you need a kidney and you go to the hospital, everybody get tested for free.
But Johnny ain't around no more. Johnny to move because it was 60 years ago.
Some people ain't got no $1,500 to have no doggone tests ran, only to find out that that's your kid anyway, when you're going to go home with it whether it's yours or not.
Hey, well, that's the truth. And that was honorable. That's what I told him. That was very honorable because at the end of the day, he still chose, those are my kids.
Yeah, I mean, it really ought to make a difference if you're going to be a stand-up guy and you're going to take care of them anyway.
Yeah, and he chose that. And I said that was a very honorable thing. But even still, then now that leads to another thing. You mean to tell me that a person was being honorable and you still took your hot ass out to do some shit?
Yeah, and it happened. And I'm going to give y'all an example for what you just said. I had a friend girl. She need that bone marrow, anything, whatever it was she needed from her daddy. So the woman said that was her daddy, come to the hospital to do it. Come to find out, he wasn't the daddy, and they didn't find it in time. She died. But if they had been honest, or the mama didn't want to tell who she thought was the daddy, or she just didn't know, and the girl ended up dying. But if you've been honest in the beginning, that girl might have been still here.
See what I'm saying? Now your kid did. Because you wanted to be...
That happened. That just happened probably about 10 years ago. It really did. And that's sad.
It is sad.
But that girl had to die because her mother wouldn't tell the truth. Because she didn't want to look like a fool. She already looked like a fool. Because the baby, the girl was a woman. She had a kid. But there's nothing nobody could do. The siblings couldn't give it to her.
Yeah, the man probably long gone. The man who was the baby daddy probably long gone. Don't even know where the man at.
Yeah. Now the girl died all because she couldn't get what she needed.
What she needed, not what she wanted. What she needed.
Needed, right. That's why I think you should know. I think now, since DNA is out there now, every baby that's born, the father should have it mandatory when you get a DNA.
Well, it ain't mandatory, but you can ask for one, and it is free if you get it done the day of the birth.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's what they should, everybody. So, even now, go back. No, I ain't going to say that, because if I found out they ain't mine, I'd have been in a lot of trouble. But, I mean, I can't change it. I just have to let them and keep going, because I done did it this long.
Yeah, they yours at this point. Ain't no taking it back now.
No, at this point, it really don't make a major difference.
Right. Right. It ain't gonna matter. Because even grandkids, we got a couple that's what now, but they mine now. I've been there since they were born. Just because he was going, one of them was going with a girl.
Well, that's good. That's some good shit.
You invite her to the podcast because I think that she could possibly have a point of view that can actually be beneficial to both of y'all, because she may not want to talk to you, but she may want to participate in something that two other women have a voice in.
Yes, I agree. And I would love to have her.
I'm going to try, but I'm telling you. Well, she don't like nobody know her business, but I'm going to get on there.
Well, tell her we friends now because I already know all her business. So we might as well be friends.
You make sure that it's understood that this is merely a conversation.
Yes.
She's not under attack.
At all.
Nobody's talking down to nobody.
At all.
But at the same time, it's a learning experience for all of us. Because she's lived a different lifestyle than we have. We've lived a different lifestyle than she has. She has her own perspective. We have perspective. But as a collective, hopefully something positive could come out of it.
You said a mouthful, honey. And she's definitely welcome to come.
So we commit to inviting her, James.
I think we lost him. You heard the railroad. Yeah, because
And if he can commit to let her know, watch the videos and then invite her, that would be awesome.
oh, well, I think he's still there. There you go.
I mean, I ain't put it on. The train was coming by.
I was gonna say I heard the train and then I didn't hear anything.
And then I put it on him. Ty, the guy that I was talking to earlier,
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow if you call me, I'll take and invite him because he might need a perspective too, so he could be a better husband to his wife. Cause this morning he don't know how he made me. It's getting crazy. Got a good woman at home to put up with a bunch of foolishness, and you still got another talk crazy.
Yeah, and that is crazy. Well, that one thing I think that we need, that is the most important thing, is everybody has to learn to be respectful of each other in the relationship. And that's where sometimes I think that communication is broken down because it's being disrespectful. Y'all being disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
And we can all work through anything if we talk about it.
Right. That's it.
And sometimes we might not always agree. That's fine too. But we still have to have an open door of communication in order to work things out.
Right.
So with that being said, we are 2 hours now into this conversation, and I totally appreciate you guys for coming on and giving me y'all's great perspective, and totally enjoyed this conversation. And I look forward to having more with you guys if you would like to come back.
I really thoroughly enjoyed this. It's therapeutical.
I agree.
And I appreciate you.
That's it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Because sometimes we just need to bounce it off of other people and to work through our own. And like I said, I'm not a therapist, but I felt like this was a great platform to have everyone talk about their situation, especially because I was going through my situation. And at first I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just kind of dealing with it and trying to figure out like how to navigate my way through it myself. And then I'm like, once I started trying to open up to people, and people were like, you actually bring a very positive perspective to that. Because one of the things was, because I wanted to be married to my best friend, and I actually got a chance to do that, so I could check that off my list. And I'm okay with the way it happened and the way things are going. And people were saying, well, how are you going to trust somebody to love them ever again if that was the one person that you wanted to be with, this, that, and the third? And so my response was, the person that's designed to love me hasn't shown up yet. So, of course, when that person shows up, I'm going to love them 10 times more than I've ever loved anybody else. Like, I'm open to love. I would never close myself off to loving a person or to allowing somebody to love me. And it made a whole lot of sense to me. I didn't know if it made sense to anybody else because people look at me like I'm strange when I say that. But at the end of the day, like, why would I not want to give that person 110% of myself? People end up bitter and jaded behind loving. And that's what one of the people said to me. They said, I'm shocked that you would say that because most people would end up bitter. No, I don't want to spend the rest of my life by myself. I want to spend my life with a person. My person. The person that God sent here for me. Why would I not? So that's the reason why I actually started this whole entire YouTube, podcast, sit down, let's have a conversation. And plus, we always talking about it anyway. Like, I'm always talking to somebody about a relationship. I'm always talking to somebody about spiritual healing. I'm always talking about holistic, like, this is my life. So why not help more people? I'm helping one person. Why can't we just talk about it to help somebody else? Because somebody else might hear it and say, okay, wow, that was great. And they get a better understanding. And I don't know everything, so I need to add some extra people to it. So what do y'all think? Like, you know, so I figured it would be great to have that. A great dialogue about life, love, and relationships. We deal with it every day. Whether it be from the kids to just general stuff, let's talk about it. So, again, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty. So see you guys on the next episode of Love, Life, and Relationship. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Go with God.